The role of engineering program manager is one of providing coordination, follow-up, and directional guidance. In the case of the convertible program, the major pressure was created by a shorter than desired lead time from inception to production. The priority then was to assure that all disciplines were interfaced to produce a minimum of delay and without any obstruction to each other's progress. This chart best illustrates the progressive role of each function. Design considerations are resolved with all affected activities, and at this point actual hardware is developed. Feedback through each function permits the finished product to be the best design we can conceive, as well as one that is buildable and cost efficient. The major impact of this program is obviously on body structure. It is one thing to design a car from the ground up, and quite another to redesign or convert. This is particularly true of a convertible. In times past, energy was inexpensive and caused little concern for weight considerations in structural design. The lack of a roof for reinforcement and structural integrity was easily offset by the addition of structure to the frame and chassis. The Alliance sedan was the platform for our new convertible. The unitized body concept requires the roof to act as part of the structural design and integrity of the entire car. The ability to cut away the roof and amend the remaining body with reinforcing elements that are consistent with a lightweight design is a tribute to the original design of the Alliance. Through engineering design analysis and thorough testing of components, as well as the car itself, the structural integrity was maintained despite the major surgery to the unit. John Nemeth and his staff were responsible for the structural design changes as well as for the electrical and hardware and trim requirements.
Body engineering became the focal point of the convertible project simply because the major portion of both the change and the end result was in the body itself. The new 1.7-liter Alliance engine transferred its performance and installation readily into the new convertible. The increase in weight caused by the reinforcing changes did not require re-engineering the powertrain or the chassis. Significant changes in the body itself were required. The obvious change was probably the most simple: cut off the top. From that point on is where the engineering challenge became more complex. The ability to translate the seemingly simple engineering application of sedan to convertible results from the coordinated effort of many people, both internally and externally, with selected specialized suppliers. Tom Sensor was appointed to coordinate the project between the internal and external functions.
These components, identified in color, were the structural members required to supplant the roof removed from the sedan. Our first step was to build a prototype, both a body and a finished car, in order to have this unit for design work and an operating car for our Burlington test facility to begin durability testing. Basically, the B-pillar, the C-pillar, shelf panel, and of course the roof were removed. Some 25 parts and specific interior trim were affected. Our director, John Nemeth, placed durability as our #1 benchmark. In case of the convertible, it was determined most practical to include the services of experienced vendors in reducing the cost, the time, and the learning curve. While maximizing resources, it did increase the requirement for communication and coordination. Key to the rapid design shift from sedan to convertible were the talents and experience of American Sunroof and their suppliers. At their plant, the basic top design and geometry was put together for the Alliance. Although the geometry was generally acceptable, the initial design configuration was revised to meet the requirements of our styling group. With these steps complete, development engineering became the focal point. The process of implementing production through a bond of testing, engineering, and manufacturing was begun.
success. Coincidental with the progress of engineering and the design strategy to convert the sedan to a convertible is the constant testing of both the complete vehicle and the individual components. Bob Archer, our Burlington Proving Ground Manager, tells us about the teamwork at Burlington that made possible the feedback on design of the convertible, its components, and its competition.
Since the ultimate judge of the product is the consumer, it's extremely important for vehicle testing to determine the performance and durability as well as the reliability of the vehicle in a total unit with all of its components assembled in the way that it's to be used. To do that, we here at the Burlington Proving Ground exercise the vehicles on a variety of road surfaces, the primary track of which is the upper track. The upper track contains 4 primary features: the ripples, the cobblestones, the body twists, and to the south, the puddle. Each surface is designed for a specific kind of input to the vehicle's suspension and structure. The ripples tend to provide a good deal of disturbance to the suspension system, primarily in the vertical direction, and because it's a repetitive motion, tends to bring the vehicle to near resonance condition. The cobblestones provide a very important impact loading to the vehicle because not only does it exercise and load the structure in a vertical direction, but also horizontal or tangential to the tire surfaces. The body twist is particularly important for the purposes of torsionally racking the body. This is primary importance for the tests on the convertible because the convertible, of necessity, since there's no steel top, possesses some unique understructure not common to the other Alliances and Encores. All of this has gone to accumulate a considerable amount of data which we've provided to the various responsible engineers for their analysis and ultimate judgment.
Visual inspections are made on a regular basis as well as periodic reports on testing and performance. Photographs are made of the identifiable items critical to engineering analysis. In the case of the convertible, particular attention is paid to the top cycling and door closure. Convertible body deflection is accentuated and increases stress on the ceiling barriers to dirt and noise. We also do the same testing on competitive vehicles to assure our standards exceed those of the competitive marketplace. The ability to provide test results to engineering and manufacturing to a large degree determine manufacturing's ability to perform a smooth startup of production units.
Up until now, you have witnessed the activity required prior to the actual manufacturing of the finished product, the getting ready to go. Now we see the start of the production pilot models. Early on, pilot models were built to confirm that the results of design and testing were consistent with efficient manufacturing technique. Here at Kenosha, our manufacturing engineers successfully combined the convertible production with our existing sedan production. The major difference in assembly techniques includes MIG welding of various reinforcements unique to the convertible in place. This is accomplished almost exclusively in this special build area referred to as the mini framing line. All the body design effort is then nicely hidden beneath the color code of the finished body, becoming the unseen effort beneath the cloak of beauty. The final proof of the entire organization's effort is here, the product that is presented to the customer.
In this segment of AM Magazine, we meet the Vice President of Product Engineering and Development, Mr. Philippe Vant.
You have just viewed the evolution of a convertible. In so doing, you have seen the people of American Motors and Renault in action, working together to ensure that we design, engineer, and manufacture the highest quality vehicles in their competitive class. The continued success of our quality partnership requires that we all work harder to open channels of communication at all levels of the company. Through this communication, we will find ways to produce more products in a better and more efficient manner together. I'm proud of the efforts and dedication that have made the American Motors and Renault Alliance the world success that it is. This convertible program is not only one more step in that progression, it is the opening surge of an even greater product line. Thank you for joining us.